All right, cool. We are live. I'm gonna go ahead and verify the
Nice.
main page that we're good. There we are. Cool. All right, so I don't know why there's like auto captions. It's like capturing what I'm saying
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like captioning
I,
it. I don't
s-
know if you've seen that.
I
I don't
saw it
know.
at the start of the video with Jot Jot. Yeah, but then it turned off for some reason. So yeah.
Hmm. I'm not sure why it does that, but anyways, welcome back, guys. We are back again. Everybody's already commenting how much they love your work.
Hi
Um,
everyone. Awesome. That's awesome.
So nobody said anything about your voice yet. I don't know if you heard me earlier. I was
I'm
surprised you
I'm
haven't.
waiting for that.
Yeah, you
I'm waiting
haven't.
for that to kick in. I'm very aware that this is the second video that we've done in the space of a week or so. So apologies if
Hmm.
people get fed up of listening to me
Oh
blathering
no.
on.
Well, I was gonna say I thought you'd have a $10 for a 60-second audio recording for sale on the booth. Um,
Send me a PM. We can work something out after this.
so, anyways, we are back again with Dave Gaskin. He just joined me for I think one of the Stellar breaks it was like a week or so ago, a week or two ago. Um, so definitely excited to have him back on. Greg says, thanks for doing this, Dave. David Attenborough, you decide, Kai says. Um,
Nice. I'll take that.
so I'm gonna limit what I say. They all want to hear your voice and hear what you have to say. So
Okay.
I know we kind of covered a lot of this before, but tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what your first set was with Star Wars.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm Dave. For those who've not seen me before, I've done a few live breaks in the group myself. I'm an artist primarily, but I also occasionally treat myself to a box, mainly for sets that I've worked on. I've been an artist for tops since mid 2017, and Masterwork was the first set that I worked on, which was awesome. That was a great first set. So I'm very fond of Masterwork, and I think it was actually Masterwork 2019, Tyler, that you were breaking a couple of weeks ago when I did my live drawing. So that was really cool to be drawing alongside you, opening a box of that. But yeah, I mean, I've drawn all my life, and I'm hoping I don't repeat anything that I said in that previous video. So I prepared a little journey, if you like, of my artwork and where it started and my humble beginnings, and where things are now and kind of where I hope to go in the future. Um,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean,
That sounds
I
perfect.
yeah, I mean, I did a bit of digging. Thankfully, my mum likes to keep stuff, so she not that long ago gave me some of my early work. Some might say it's my best work. I'll let you decide. But I think it really just it just reminds me of where everything started and how I fell in love with drawing and how it's kind of been the one consistent thing through my life. I'm kind of known for doing portraits, and I think this piece, I believe, is from about 1981. I know some of you won't have been alive in 1981. That's fine. You don't need to tell us. But here is so yeah. This is I don't know how well this is going to show up, but there. So yeah, a portrait of my dad from 1981. And it was my dad really that was the inspiration, and he taught me how to draw. And I have really vivid memories, as a lot of the other artists will, I'm sure, of being really small and just having a Crayola, in the hand and a big sheet of paper and just going for it. But it was my dad that kind of instilled that interest into it. Um, and sadly, when he passed away, when I was 9, I was really young. And I think that keep continuing the artwork was kind of something that I felt I should do and I needed to do, and it's why I'm so pleased that it's kind of carried on through, and I've kind of achieved what I have now, and I'm doing stuff for Tops and official Star Wars artist. That was a really exciting time, and also this book from 1983, which shows that I liked to draw stuff, movies and TVs. I don't know how well you can see that. We've got
Oh
a
yeah, it
little
looks like
Superman.
Superman.
Yeah, I mean, I really wish it was Luke on the cover there, but it was Superman, unfortunately. That I think we'd been to see Superman 3 in the summer of 1983, and so I made a book about it and wrote about my adventures. But for me, it was kind of a way of connecting with the fandom. I mean, back then it wouldn't have been termed that way. Um, even internet wasn't a thing, so there was no way of connecting with like-minded people as easily. So I was always quite quiet at school, and so I was always the kid that was in the corner drawing quietly and just amusing himself, and filling books with sketches. But it wasn't really until I had a look through all of the other stuff that I've got saved that I realised the leap that I made from all the practicing was so obvious. So we go from this really sort of simple Superman in 1983, and then this piece from 1995 is markedly different. So this is from the days when I was using nothing but graphite pencil. So like a lot of us, we would have started with graphite. That's really how I taught myself to draw. I mean, I did art at school, and I did fairly well in secondary school, so like up to the age of 16 here in the UK. And then I went on to do art at college, but I also discovered movies. And so the artwork kind of fell to the wayside a little bit. And I actually got a D grade for art at college. And so I thought, that's it, I need to give it up now. I'm no good, But I kept on.
That professor is
chipping away. Exactly. I mean, that's the thing, Well, do we trust them? So I just thought, well, I'll just keep chipping away and doing it as a hobby, and that's how it always was. So the graphite work continued. So we've got a Morgan Freeman there. These are the originals, by the way, so I should probably be handling them a little bit more delicately. But I kind of continued with portraits and just picking up a magazine, finding a face that I liked the look of and thought I would be interested in drawing. And that's really how I picked up how to get likenesses, which is something that I really like to try and do. Even more so now with the cards. I always try and draw something that I would be excited to find. There's such a wide variety of cards and everybody's tastes are different. But for me, I try and make sure that every card I produce is something that I'm proud of. And also anybody who finds it will be pleased to find it, and be excited about it. And that's why I've enjoyed watching the live breaks. Not that I've seen any of my cards pulled live, unfortunately. Maybe that day will come, who knows? But it's great to see the reaction to sketch cards, especially more so art cards, especially more so recently. It's like it's kind of steamrolled a little bit. Art cards have always been a thing. The quality and the style has changed quite a lot in the last 10 years. I wasn't around in the sketch card scene 10 years ago, but you see the cards that people were churning out when they were doing 300 cards on a set and drawing the same little squiggle 3 or 4 times over, and getting paid the same amount of money by tops that we're getting paid now. I mean, some things haven't changed, but it was actually. I'm sure a lot of the collectors will know the name, but it was Mark Raatz, the South African artist who now lives in Australia. He's worked for Pixar. He does stuff for Lucasfilm. He's kind of, along with Drew Struzan, he's one of my artistic heroes. And I think it was around 2005. I joined a website called DeviantArt where artists could share their work and people would comment and give you feedback. And for me, that was a really new thing because artwork had always been a very kind of personal, almost secretive thing. I didn't want other people to tell me whether it was good or bad, But obviously, once the internet came in and you could connect with people everywhere around the world and share a creative passion and hobbies and stuff, that's where it started to get interesting. And I remember seeing Mark's cards that he did. He only worked on 2 sets. He did the 30th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, and he did Indiana Jones Heritage. So I never thought I would, but I actually own one of his cards from each of those 2 sets. Now, if Kyle Babbitt is watching, I apologize, Kyle. I know I've shared this card quite a lot recently, and you really want this card. You know how important it is to me, so it's still not going anywhere just yet. But although I'm an artist primarily, there are 1 or 2 things that I look at and I think, you know what, I think I need to have that. Not just because of the love of sketch cards, but it's a very personal thing. And I think my artistic journey has always been quite personal in that way. But what I've loved is that it's kind of expanded and spread. And since working with Tops, I've met so many other artists who are working on the sets, all incredibly creative. Everybody is so supportive and the community is brilliant. So yeah, it's just been great to share this artistic endeavor with everybody and see how it's kind of progressed from drawing a little Superman sketch to drawing Luke and Leia and Han, and it all being official. It's all official. It feels really, really good. So yeah, I mean, I started on Masterwork. I then did, I think, 5 or 6 sets consecutively, and then I took a little break, which was really good. And I've worked for a couple of other companies, RR Parks Cards, doing Mystery Science Theatre. So if you've seen my booth, you'll have seen quite a few artist returns from the RR Parks sets. So there's a Mystery Science Theatre 3000, and also some Zorro cards, a little Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Sharknado, which I know not everybody will know the classic Sharknado, but that was a fun set to work on as well. So yeah, it's been interesting to have a variety. And then last year, I stopped getting the invites from Tops, and I thought that was it. This dream that I tried to achieve and managed to do, and then suddenly it just stopped. And I then just really had to reconsider what I was going to do. And then out of the blue, just when I thought it was all over, the invite arrives. They pull me back in. And so I've just literally a couple of weeks ago finished my sketches for Chrome Perspectives. And any day now, the blanks for Holocron are going to arrive. I'm sure some of the artists would have talked about this through the day already. We're hoping that they arrive soon so that we can do some awesome stuff, and that the sets won't be delayed too much as we go on through the year. So yeah, it's been a good journey, I think, so far. I don't really know what's going to happen next. I'm going to continue with Star Wars. I've got quite a few commissions lined up. I've had some people get in touch today, so thank you very much for supporting myself and supporting all the other artists. Don't forget to check out all the booths. Scroll all the way down. There's some great stuff to be seen in there. And again, thank you really to Tyler and to all the admins who've helped organise this and set it up. It seemed to all take shape very quickly in the last couple of days. So props to you guys. And Tyler, I mean, if you need to have a comfort break at any point, just, just go for it.
Yeah, I've been trying to sneak some stuff in between the videos and things. I just ate some lunch. But no, hey, that's fantastic. I love that you put all that together. I mean, everybody wanted to hear your voice anyway, so it was good. But yeah, I mean, that sounds like a really, really cool journey. Now, you know, what age, can I ask you? You drew a portrait of your dad. What age did you draw that at?
That was 1981, so I would have been about 3 or 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
At 3 or 4,
it's
you were drawing better than I could draw at the age of 28. So,
That's the thing, though. Everybody says, how do you draw? How do you learn to draw? I mean, I'm pretty much self-taught. I mean, as I say, I did do art classes at school, but I never really felt like I was learning anything. I just wanted to go off and draw He-Man, and draw Thundercats, and I didn't want to draw a still life of a vase of flowers. And looking back, I probably should, even though I didn't want to. And I think I would have probably gained a better foundation in the basics of artwork. That's one of the things I always worry, that I don't know the basics well enough. So at some point, when I get a break from all of these sets, I'm hoping to kind of just go back to basics a little bit. One of the things I always used to do was, if I was having a bit of a rut and I couldn't decide what to work on, I'd just do a page of studies. And so we got a page of eyes, and just spending 5-10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer on some of them, and just keep going until you fill the page. And the easiest way was just to grab a magazine and just flick through, find something to sketch. And that's the only real way to do it, I think. I think in the modern day as it is now, so much is available instantly. You want to download a movie, you can do it. You want to stream something, you can do it. But I think with something that requires skill and practice, that's not something that you can do overnight, and it's not something that you can get to straight away. And so patience is definitely the key. I'm 43 years old. I've been drawing all my life, and I know that I can get better. I look at some of the other artists' work, and I think that's kind of where I want to go. I don't want to copy it exactly, but I can see where I can improve, and so that helps me find a little bit of focus, I guess.
hmm yeah, no, that's awesome. I know. So Kai's saying here that he's got a case of Chrome Perspectives coming in, hoping to grab one, hoping that one of your cards is in there. He's asking, did they keep the borders? I don't really know what that means, but you might.
we didn't really know what the blanks were going to look like, and
Oh,
so
I
it
do
was
know
kind
actually.
of difficult to. Yeah, the previous Chrome Perspectives had that green border to it, which
Hmm.
meant that actually the space for the drawing itself was much smaller. But no,
Yeah.
they're just standard sketch card size, which was kind of a relief. I was all prepared to start drawing on these tiny little areas, but thankfully they were full size. And yeah, I mean, we have the artists group and we're able to share. It's the only place we can share our stuff before the set comes out. There's some really awesome stuff in there. It's a great product. And I mean, I've already bought into the Europe only case break that was set up. So I'm very excited to see what we find. It'll be cool.
I need to get some artistic skills so I can get into this group. I keep hearing about this secretive group, and I
We've
need
got
to
a secret
find a way
handshake,
to
there's a
yeah.
little hatch and you have to give the password before you can go in.
Yeah, that's I need to find my way in that group so I can get a sneak peek. Jot's saying he can't believe that Topps was not contacting you. It's crazy. I mean, your stuff is insane.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, the way I got into Tops was quite. I mean, it wasn't as clear cut as I thought it would be. I think Mark Ratz, who I got to know fairly well, he actually put my name forward to them. I think in about 2014, he'd been sent an invite and he didn't have time to work on it, so he said he would pass on some names that he thought could have some availability. And unfortunately, nothing came from that. But it kind of just set that seed of thought in my mind. Yeah, I think I do want to do this, and it is feasible, and it could work. And so I think I shared some. I tried doing some sketch cards in early 2017, just personal cards. I didn't know what size they were supposed to be. I just cut some bits of card fairly small. I think I drew Indiana. I don't know if you can see it on the banner, but there's an Indiana Jones.
hmm.
That's one of the cards that I sent as my samples to Tops. And ultimately that's what got me a gig. It wasn't. Yeah, it was just very fortunate. I think it was just right place, right time. I shared some cards in a group, and they said you should do work for Tops, and I thought, oh, okay, how does that happen? And yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. So, I know last week you were doing a mall, was it?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
which I think Jot snatched up because that was pretty
Yeah,
incredible.
I was really surprised how quickly actually that happened, because I think we were only what, like 10, 15 minutes into drawing it. I know
Something
I'd
like
already
that,
done the
yeah.
ink outlines, but I hadn't finished coloring it. And so because I knew that somebody had already asked for it, I then instantly felt this extra pressure not to screw it up live. But fortunately it went well. I think that's one of my weaknesses. I don't have faith in what I'm doing. I don't know if I ever will. I think that's just my personality. No, I don't start a card and instantly think this is going to be easy, because it never is.
Mhm.
I'm just learning to control that seed of doubt in my mind so that it's not difficult. Not that it makes it easy, it just makes it easier.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, if I had your skills, I'd feel confident as ever just stepping into drawing anything. But um, so do you have anything around that you can show us? I mean, I know we kind of saw the eyes. Do you have any cards or any artwork that you have to
Yeah, I
show us a
mean,
little bit of your style?
yeah, I had a couple of people actually asking me if I had any Star Wars blanks, and I don't. And if you've seen my booth, I made a video and I made a point of mentioning that I don't have any Star Wars APs, because everybody in the group's been so supportive, and I don't have any left. The only one that I do have is I think this was from Galaxy, a turret. I don't know how well that's showing up. A
Oh
black and
yeah.
white turret. And again, this one isn't one that I'm going to sell. This is one of those personal cards to me. I drew Chirrut on Masterwork 2017, my first set, and after the set came out, my sister became quite ill, and Chirrut in Rogue One became this character that she latched onto for some reason. I think it's just, his ability just to push on through against all the adversity. And so it became a mission to hunt down that Chirrut card that I drew for 2017. And it popped up on eBay. I think it was Alison Whitaker very kindly won it for me and sent it to me. And so my sister has that one from Masterwork. I redrew him on Galaxy, and so we both now have a card of this character that just embodies, this ability just to continue through adversity. And
Mm.
so I think of all the things I've got on my booth this weekend, if anybody is undecided on what to buy, my personal recommendation would be the Leonard Nimoy print. Now, I know it's the wrong space-based franchise. I apologize for that. But this is a pencil portrait that I did not long after Leonard Nimoy passed away. And it was around the time when I was trying to raise funds for charity for Kidney Research UK. I was diagnosed with rubbish kidneys, basically, in 2012. I'm doing fine, and everything is okay at the moment. But every now and again, I try and have this drive to, I was drawing a sketch card every day in 2014 and selling them on eBay. And so when I drew this, I thought, you know what, this could be a good opportunity. So I think I've got 10 prints on my booth. They're $10 each. 100% of that is donated to Kidney Research. So if you're undecided on what to buy, if you don't want to shell out for an artist's return, honestly, just grab this and you will have my utmost thanks. And yeah, I mean, I have the cards that I do have. I've got quite a few PSCs, personal sketch cards, and personal art cards. Somebody also asked the difference between a personal sketch card and a personal art card. And to me, a sketch card is something that is drawn really quickly. So I have a couple of like color pencil. They're quite loose studies rather than something that's taken hours. An art card, as we're trying to encourage them to be referred to, is something that takes significantly longer. It takes hours to render it in pencil and ink and markers, acrylics, oils, whatever anybody's using. I don't think people would look at the majority of the higher end sketches, Chris Penix, Carlos, all the big names. I don't think we'd look at those necessarily and call them sketches. So I've got a few art cards, a few sketch cards, and yeah, I'm at the moment I have a waiting list for commissions for personal sketch cards. I'm more than happy to add people's names to that list, just on the understanding that it might be a few months with Holocron and other existing stuff already on the desk. I have to get all that clear. But yeah, check out the booth. It's all on there. I was trying to scrabble around, and then I realized I got nothing Star Wars, and I'm like, are you kidding me? But the two things I do have somewhere were two pieces that I did recently. Last year, I think. I did a couple of portraits on toned paper, which is something that I used to do quite a lot. And so this is the light's going, so I don't know how well this is going to show up, but it's markers and it's pencil on toned paper. So I did a layer, and then I also did a hand to go with it. I think I might do a run of prints of these. I haven't posted these in the booth, so you're getting an exclusive in the live video. But these two pieces, I might do prints of them. So if that's something you guys would be interested in, drop me a PM, leave a comment on my booth, just so I know how many we're looking at, and we can hopefully sort something out there as well. So
yeah, those look fantastic. I'm gonna do a quick screen share to show off some of your booth. We've got a flash personal sketch card, and as you guys can see, Dave, it looks like you've got your own like card stock. It says Dave Gaskin original art card on the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, I was at the beginning, I was just drawing on blank bits of card that I cut out, and then I thought, well, why not personalize it a bit? And I'd seen a few other people starting to sort of design their own PSCs, so I thought, well, why not give that a try myself? I work with Photoshop and Illustrator and all of that stuff in my day job as an illustrator for Cambridge University. So I just applied those skills to this task, and it kind of linked the two things together. So yeah, I do the branded personal sketch cards, and then I also do some just on plain card as well, which I think is what I did with Maul, because the small Maul, as I was referring to him at the bottom of the card, I didn't want him to be blocked by the text of my personal cards. So I think I just tend to vary. If I think it will benefit from not having my name plastered across at the bottom, then I'll just switch to a blank card. But yeah, I can mix it up, and if people prefer a blank card, then that's absolutely fine. Just let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. I just came across the Leonard Nimoy print.
Yeah.
All proceeds go into cancer or kidney research in the UK.
Yeah.
I could tell that you've been watching my videos because you covered everything that I would have asked you, which was fantastic. You said, "Hey, go to the booth, go scroll all the way down to the bottom." But yeah, again, guys, Go to the event page. That's where all of the artists have their booths. That's what it's dedicated to.
Yeah,
So that is the only thing that
absolutely.
you're going to see there. Makes it very easy to find them. Scroll all the way to the bottom, check everybody out. I think there's like 35, 40 people on there. Um, Dave actually has a really unique booth because he did a little video for us. Um, I didn't turn up the volume, but I don't think there was any volume because it said imagine the soundtrack. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
next
There's
time,
no music or grand fanfare, but there is me talking. So those of you who need a
oh,
little
you are
fix
on
of a
there.
British accent, that's the place to go.
Perfect. I was gonna say you should do a voiceover if you hadn't already. So, um, but anyways, hey Dave, I appreciate you coming on.
No,
Guys, go
thank you
check
very
out
much,
his
Tyler.
stuff.
Thank you.
He, yeah, you did them all on camera, and I mean it was fantastic. So anybody looking for something, go check him out. Um, and you know, you grab one of those prints, you grab that Hulk personal card. You know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
gonna keep track of all that stuff. Give that to me later, so that you will be entered in for the giveaways at the end of the
Oh yeah,
event. So
and I forgot. I'm doing a giveaway on my own booth as well. Sorry, I did post about it in the event, but for every $10 spent on my booth, you'll be entered into a prize draw, and I'll give away a personal sketch card commission, and I'll draw the winner for that on Tuesday.
perfect, awesome. Well, hey, that's even more incentive to go over there, guys. Up next, we're gonna have Cyrus Surecat joining us, and have a good night, Dave, and thanks for joining
You
us.
too. You too. Enjoy the rest of the show.